Hi there, my name's Cami Hurst, and I just wanted to introduce one of the packages that I offer as a professional on my website. So one thing I'm passionate about is helping engaged couples or newlywed couples make sure they're ready for a new phase of married sexuality, starting from the beginning. So I've designed a course, it's an 8-week course for engaged couples and newlywed couples. Of course, if you're already married and you're a newlywed, I'm not going to turn you away, right? We'll make this work for the individual. But basically, what I've designed is an 8-week course for couples, especially those who come from a background where they have maybe little sexual experience and little sexual knowledge or education. Sometimes sexual ignorance or misinformation, misguided beliefs, these things can become problems in a marriage often from the beginning. And I feel like if we can tackle and do some preventative work, then marriages 10, 15 years down the road are just that much more ahead. Often the pain that sets in early in a married couple who have little sexual knowledge and little experience mixed with misinformation and misguided beliefs, that pain can fester for years and years and become a huge wedge. So I'd love to be a part of making sure that isn't a wedge that sets into your marriage from the beginning. Research also has really found that couples coming from a faith-based background have the least amount of accurate information about sexuality and often the most misheld beliefs about sex in general and its meaning for you as an individual and as a couple. So that is something else that we really specialize in my practice. There have been some studies done that are just awesome that show that sex is one of the top 5 issues for couples in early marriage. They've also found that sexual preparation significantly influenced marital satisfaction in newlyweds. Those who did some premarital or early marital counseling around sexual issues, their sexual satisfaction as a couple increased dramatically after even 2 to 4 sessions of counseling. The newer you are at this, the less baggage surrounding it, fewer bad habits and misperceptions and hurt feelings, and the progress can really move quicker for newlywed couples often than for couples who've allowed these issues to set in and fester over the years. So studies show that this could be really good for you to do some premarital or early marital sex education and sex therapy. So part of my program that makes it specific that I've designed is that before marriage, my very first session with you, we'd have you take an inventory or an assessment called Focus, and it would explore the topics of and the compatibility that the two of you have around issues about communication, finances, sexuality, and interfaith expectations. And then what I would do after the honeymoon is administer an assessment called the GRIS, and it's a sexual satisfaction assessment. And it would look at your earliest sexual experiences with each other throughout the honeymoon and those first several weeks, and give you an opportunity to be honest about each partner's fulfillment, each partner's pleasure, each person's expectations, and really address that from the beginning. Week 1, we would assess you. I would assess you as a couple. We'd do that focus assessment and get to know you really well, know your concerns, Week 2, we'd look at your sexual history, your concerns, and your goals as a couple. Week 3, we would do some sexual satisfaction education through a faith-based lens. Week 4, we'd do some honeymoon planning. And so ideally we'd have 4 sessions before the marriage and 4 sessions after the marriage. Week 5, this would be some follow-up about the honeymoon, your actual experience. Week 6, we'd go over all your questions, question and answer session. What were the problems? What were the successes? What were your expectations? What was reality? Week 7, we'd do, the GRIS assessment that I already mentioned, and we'd look at the concerns, the persisting concerns you're having as a couple, and some resolution and planning for those. And then week 8, I wrap up this package with some lifespan education about sexually what is completely normal, and to try to create a vision for, a sexually satisfying relationship all the way until your older years, making that part of your relationship. So, and of course, if this course wraps up and you're still in need of some counseling and some education and some coaching, then we can go from there. I do believe that it takes more than good sex to create a lifelong love story, but it's nearly impossible to create one without it. That's a little bit about me, about one of the courses that I offer, and you can message me, email me, call me. All my information's on my website at www.camihurst.com. And thank you. See you soon.